Welcome to Wild Wasteland, everyone. I am Dean Maldonado, and with me, as always, is my fantastic, fantabulous friend, Michael Johnson.
Oh, thank you.
You are quite welcome. Michael Johnson actually received, about a week ago, a threat letter from his own email.
Oh, shit. Yeah, it was my email at myemail.com.
Yeah, seriously. And effectively, it's someone who does not know English very well because they really can't spell it.
Well, I hope their scams are better than their English.
Well, I mean, seeing as how they typed out ha-ha as A-H-A-H, which is
Maybe he stubbed his toe.
Maybe. But he's also talking about you supposedly watching porn.
Oh.
Basically, he's like, hey, this is really fun. I used Facebook Pixel to crack into everything. And I now have everything. And it's all backed up.
Interesting about that, I don't use Facebook on my computer. And I'd also always cover up the thing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, anyone in the realm of conspiracy has tape on their fucking webcam.
Yeah. Even Mark Zuckerberg, like, they had a video of him, like, giving an interview or whatever in his office.
He had, like, a Post-it note on it?
Yeah, no, he had, like, a sticker, or like a piece of tape or something.
Yeah, man. Well, because the crazy...
Because he knows, because he's part of the fucking problem.
Well, that's the terrifying thing about it, right? I mean, I've had my webcam covered since I was, like, probably about 15 years old.
Yeah.
Because webcams are one of the only videoing things in this world that don't require
an alert,
some kind of way of showing you that it's on.
Yeah, because usually there's like a red light or something.
Exactly. Oh, it's recording. Oh, it's on. Or there's a...
Well, the phone, the same thing, though.
Yeah.
I guess that's a webcam.
That is a webcam.
Yeah.
And there's one looking at you and one looking away from you at all times. Isn't that fun?
Yeah, that's why I only use flip phones.
So this guy or girl or robot or alien or space cat, whatever it is.
Yeah.
They claim to have a video of Michael Johnson masturbating.
Ooh, at work?
On a split screen. So he has a split screen of the actual video that Mike is watching.
Yeah.
And the video of Mike doing it.
Nice.
Which is the plot to a goddamn Black Mirror episode.
Oh yeah, the pedophile one.
Yeah,
or whatever.
the DJ, the Last Dance or something like that. Yeah, it's the pedophile one. It's the one with the kid, and he has to go to the woods and fight the guy.
Yeah, but I thought that kid was like 16 when I didn't know that he was like supposed to be older or something. Like he's still living with his parents.
It wasn't that he was supposed to be older. It was that he was supposed to be watching these very graphic child porn.
Isn't child porn a weird thing? A lot of people don't like talking about it.
It really
and I get
is.
it. But like child porn is like the only porn that you have to download, and like I think that it only exists on floppy disks, right?
Probably not, mainly because if a large enough magnet goes near that pile, those kids can never be that age again. So
it's true.
I don't know. I was watching a video the other day about this survivor of the sex trafficking trade in the United States.
Oh yeah.
And she was talking about how
the CIA.
No. It was this group of people that like they were like selling her to different people for a while, and like some of them were like her friends and family.
Good family.
As of like 10 years old, they basically convinced her that she was like a star, and that all of the porn that she was doing at 10 years old was like because
normal?
Was normal, and that she was like a superstar and people loved her and she had all these fans.
This is fucking awful.
Yeah. Yeah, they started filming her do porn at 10.
Like not only the child porn already pretty bad, but now gaslighting? Like what an asshole.
And then just build them up right, you know, be like, you're probably going to end up in Tampa, Florida.
Oh, yeah.
By age 16, where you will become a professional adult star. None of this work is actually applicable anymore. It's kind of like having an internship in high school. Yep. Nobody gives a shit.
Oh, I still have it on my resume.
Well, sorry, but then again, you are working for a company that you inherited. So who's to say if you have a strong resume or not?
Yeah.
I don't think that this person really understood the fact that even if in some hypothetical world, they had the tape off of your camera, they somehow got a video of you jerking it harder than you've jerked it in years to some strange, weird, like, incesty, like, you're my stepsister and he's my stepfather, but it's cool if you two fuck together even though you're related.
And they're stuck somewhere.
And then, and they're stuck under a table.
Yeah,
or
they're
like
always stuck somewhere.
Or like their hands stuck in a
mayonnaise
disposal.
jar. Yeah.
I've seen ones where it was like, oh no, my hand's stuck in the garbage disposal. I'm like,
You should get that out of there.
yeah, seriously. My hand has gone into a garbage disposal a couple times, and the entire time it's in there, I'm fucking terrified.
Yeah.
You're over here like, damn it, again?
Oh.
Like, is this
I
a regular
hope
thing
nobody
for you?
comes and fucks me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hope nobody turns on this switch. That's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
Not I hope no one comes over here and molests me from behind, including my stepson. More of like am I going to lose these fingers?
Yeah.
Because I can feel the blades.
Ooh.
You know?
That's dangerous.
They may not be spinning, but I can feel them in there.
Yeah, porno plots are always weird though. Like in the 70s, it was like, I'm the pizza guy.
Yeah, it was always
That extra
it was
sausage.
very blue collar. You know, now it's
Yeah.
not blue collar at
Now
all.
it's just rape fantasy.
Yeah, now it's like I'm your boss of this Fortune 1000 company.
Wow.
You want a raise? Why don't you get
yeah.
down a little bit first? And you're like, gross.
Oh.
Gross. Gross.
Sexual misconduct in the workplace. Come on.
Hell, they've even moved
Do
from
they
like
have an
doing-
HR department in like porn companies?
Yeah, they do.
Oh,
Isn't that crazy?
that's weird.
They actually have an HR HR aspect
Like, okay,
of
you
porn.
can fuck her when the camera's around, but don't touch her afterwards.
Unless you're one of those porn couples.
Or just like a sleazy like producer. Just
Yeah.
Hey, baby, come into my office.
I got this nice black leather,
Get
black pleather couch.
Ooh,
They
that's
call
sexy.
it the casting couch.
Oh,
It's the OG. All the others are based on this one.
Is that
really
Is that guy been Me Too'd? The
casting couch guy?
guy?
No, because he has everyone sign a fucking form beforehand.
Oh yeah, that's
he
true.
has them all sign consent. It's
What,
just
did
like
they not read it? They were always like, "Oh wait, what? We're gonna fuck now?" And he's like, "Yes."
yeah, it's they like consent to anything. They throw out like the most
Anything.
wide range consent net possible for these
Yeah.
people.
And a goat just comes in, and I said anything,
You sign the form.
and then they just kill her because it's like a satanic ritual.
Yeah, the one that I don't get why like how they do is the fake taxi.
Oh, what do you not
It's
get?
it's always in England, and it's a black cab taxi, and they supposedly pick up a girl, and when they're almost at the destination, she doesn't have any money, and
she never
he
has
takes
any
her
money.
somewhere else, and he's like, I can just get back there and fuck you for the ride, and they're like, that sounds great.
Yeah,
Now I know that like,
those aren't real.
no, I understand that. I understand that it's like a porn actress
Yeah.
doing this, but where'd they get that car?
England.
Well, do you know how hard it is to get one of those cars? You know how difficult it is to get like your taxi medallion in New York City?
England. Yeah,
Well, in New York City, it's like $1 million
yeah.
to get
Oof.
the taxi seal.
You're gonna have to make a
medallion.
lot of pornos to pay off $1 million.
Well, in London, to become a black cab driver, which is effectively the only types of taxis in London, you have to spend years training.
Yeah.
And you'll see the guys training when you're there. They're on little mopeds with a big see-through like plastic clipboard
Right.
on it. And what they have to do is they have to know
Memorize all the streets.
every street in London.
Yeah.
Not only the name, but the direction and the cross streets. And then their test to get their black cab license
Yeah.
is they literally sit down in front of a blank map and have to fill it in.
Wow.
Yeah.
Or you could just download Uber and just drive Uber.
You could. Oh, you could. That's why Uber's had a bunch of issues.
Yeah.
Mainly because not all countries are as consumerist as ours is.
Well, I hate Uber mostly because you're taking away, like, someone who knows what they're doing, and you just, I don't know, I forget what I said, but, shit.
No, I mean, you're right. It's with a taxi driver, you know that they had a taxi company
yeah.
make sure that they could fucking drive.
Yeah, with an Uber company, it's just like,
Uber, they're
you
like,
just open it for everybody.
yeah, Uber, they're like, oh, you haven't had an accident in the last 3 years? You must be a great driver.
Nice.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Here's your sticker.
No, I don't mind Uber all that much, but I mind the delivery services that are taking over, like UPS and everything.
That's true, yeah, because also,
Because they suck. They
Well-
are
well,
fucking garbage.
you know that actually I was talking to a couple Uber drivers that they don't have the choice, and they're not really warned beforehand if it's an Uber Eats sometimes,
Oh, that would piss me off.
right? So you go to pick up
So-
a person, you go to McDonald's and pick up a fucking hamburger and then run it over to someone's house. You're like, I didn't join Postmates because I wanted to drive people,
Yeah.
not
Uber
sandwiches.
Uber Eats is probably the biggest scam that's ever. Like they make
They make pennies.
yeah. Like
Yeah.
because I was watching a YouTube video and I also watched a bunch of other stuff. The guy made like $10 a day after all the expenses. If you have a car, if you have like a bike, it'd probably be much.
You can't do Uber on a bike.
No, Uber Eats.
Pretty sure you can't do Uber Eats on a bike.
Yeah, like half the comics do Uber Eats on the bike.
Really?
Yeah, they or something or
That's
Grubhub maybe. I don't
say,
know.
yeah,
One of the
Grubhub-
one of the food things.
Grubhub, you can do by bike. You can do Postmates by bike. That's a really big one. Caviar is...
Do they only deliver caviar?
No. It's just they work with more expensive
is that
restaurants.
The Jules? Oh, okay. What's that Jules one that you're... Or the liquor one that you have?
Oh, that's GoPuff. GoPuff is basically like the biggest 7-Eleven ever.
In the world, yeah.
And you can order anything you want at any time of the day or night.
Uh-huh.
Which the really nice thing about it is that you can order alcohol after midnight.
Oh.
So you can order alcohol
No
until
liquor
4 in the
license.
morning. They have the
Nice.
4 a.m. liquor license for delivery.
That's insane.
Right?
In Chicago?
That must be
That's
so
crazy.
much money.
It's probably like $1 million. It's probably $1 million a year.
Probably. I
Like
mean, they
the-
have a warehouse actually close to here. They're over.
We'll go check it out one day.
And so I asked one of my drivers. I was like, is it just like an Amazon warehouse but of food and refrigerated items? He's like, yeah, it's like half head shop, half food.
And they got the robots just going around.
No, it's all people. It's all real people.
Oh, good.
Bagging and tagging.
Good, because those robots are trying to kill us. You saw what they did at the Amazon robot facility one time?
No, did they go on strike? That'd be great.
They like punctured a bear mace and injured like
I did see
13 people, I think.
Yeah, but that's like getting mad at a Roomba for driving over flour and coating the room.
Listen, it's all
It's
the
like, you left
AI.
it there.
Fucking Facebook programmed that thing to puncture it.
You
just
left
like
it there.
Uber, just like the Uber self-driving car that murdered that poor homeless woman.
You know what I always find kind of interesting, especially in our consumer society, is the battles between major companies. Like right now, there's
Wendy's
a
and
huge
McDonald's.
push between Hulu and Netflix.
Oh yeah, with the Fire Festival documentary.
Well, yeah, so that's really one of the main things that sparked
And
it.
it started the fire.
It did.
Boom, boom.
It did start the fire.
We didn't start the fire, but Ja Rule did.
No, Ja Rule really could not start a fire. He tried.
Come
and
on,
he's
what?
like,
Does everybody hate me now for some reason? I don't even get it.
yeah, right? I'm only 5'4". What's wrong with me?
Oh. He has stilts, or what are they called?
Platform boots, platform
Yeah.
shoes. Well, because with our consumer society, like, Netflix started pumping out, they started paying a lot of money to have really high level movies and TV shows on their site.
Yeah,
And Hulu did it at
$4
the
billion
same time.
a year.
Um,
Crazy amount of money.
but the craziest thing is that they're over there fighting, and like Netflix, they had to increase their membership by $1,
$1.
and they lost like 38% of their users.
Over $1. That's crazy.
Over $1.
I was
And then
about to drop my Netflix, to be honest with you.
You
I'm
know-
sick of it.
You know what Hulu did in response?
Lowered it by $1.
Yep. They lowered their membership by $1.
Wow.
And,
Hulu has like a weird pay scale.
It really is, because you can use it for free and
Yeah.
not watch
And
half
get
the shit
tons of
and get
ads.
tons of ads.
Or you
Or
can
you
pay
can-
like $7 a month and get a little bit of the ads and like
Yeah,
11.
you still get ads and you still can't watch everything.
Okay.
It's strange. But
Yeah.
the thing I always find funny is that this whole time,
Yeah.
nobody even looks in their direction. And HBO,
HBO is just fucking people over.
dude, they're just crushing the game every fucking year.
Tell me about it. What's going on? What's
Think about
HBO
it.
doing?
They're about to release the final season of Game of Thrones. That's gonna be
Wasn't the last season the final season?
no, this is the final season.
I feel like they just keep saying this.
No. They've always said this would be the final season.
Okay. What's going to happen this season? Do you know? Dragons? Are dragons in that one yet?
Yeah. There were dragons as of like 2 seasons ago.
Oh, nice. Are the White Walkers there yet?
Yep, they're about to have. They actually took. I think it's gonna be an entire hour-long episode. There's a giant battle at night with all the characters.
Oh,
They said it took them, I think, like 4 weeks to film.
Jesus, one night. Okay.
Exactly. Well, yeah, because they're filming multiple characters that they have to show.
Like, how many characters are there left? I don't even know.
Oh, well over 20
Oh,
that like you
God.
care about.
Is John still there?
Yeah, he's
Jon
back from
Snow
the
or
dead.
Jon Stark or whatever?
Yeah. Jon Snow, because he was a bastard.
Ah,
He's a bastard of the Starks. But
the bastard there.
but like, so I mean, they have not only do they have Game of Thrones coming back.
Yeah.
Bill Hader made a show called Barry, very funny, does very well.
Okay. Westworld?
Westworld, another.
Right. Is that
I mean,
HBO?
that was and that was a 1970s movie that fucking failed, and then
it was an
HBO
alright movie.
took it and made one of the biggest TV shows of the last 5 years.
You know, before the Westworld reboot, Bill Burr wanted to buy the rights to Westworld,
Really?
and like he was like, "Oh, I'm like a successful comedian. Maybe I can afford it." It was like $25 million. I can't afford that. What,
You know
the fuck? What would I even do with it?
You know, it's awesome. There's a place. I can't remember if it's in Illinois, Indiana, or Iowa, because it was in one of those three. Because I was driving through it when I was working for the fraternity. And there's a place called Westworld. No.
Oh.
Wild Westworld.
Wild Westworld. That's if Westworld had Will Smith in it and
Well,
a
no.
giant
So
robot.
the crazy
spider.
thing is that I went over there, and I thought it was going to be like there's a small town in I think Wisconsin or Wyoming. I think it's in Wyoming that is like a ghost town, but it's full of like animatronic cowboys because it was originally one time like a big like, oh, look at these awesome robots that we made, and it was a live cowboy town. So I thought it was going to be one of those.
Like robots on sticks, right? Like
yeah, just like
they're
moving.
not like walking around, but they're like push it out there.
No, they're like stuck in place.
Yeah.
And so
do
they'll
they
be like
come up?
They'll be like in the window like washing something, or like there'll be two guys at a bar like shooting each other.
Yeah, I've been to those kind of fucking places. That's weird.
It's all derelict now. I mean, it's basically like Disney
that was
outside
like big
of Disney.
in like the 80s or 90s. Like,
They
that
really
was like
were.
a weird time in like animatronics, like the rise of Chuck E. Cheese and stuff like that.
I remember the Chuck E. Cheese band. God, that shit would break down all the time.
Yeah, it was like horrific.
It really was.
It was like the Goof Troop movie.
Yes.
With the fucking bears.
Yeah, where they're all like,
which is weird.
Popping apart.
Because it's like Goofy World, but they still have like animatronic bears. Like I'm pretty sure there's walking bears in the fucking Mickey Mouse universe.
Yeah, but to be fair, it's also the same universe where two dogs are not the same.
That's fucked up, right?
Right?
Pluto's a dog, but Goofy's a dog.
Yeah, and
But he's
they're very
standing.
similar types of dogs.
Yeah.
If not the same type of dog.
Do you think he's just like the slow one?
That's what everyone I think thinks, but I doubt it. I think that Pluto just really doesn't like to talk. I think he's a big fan of it, just like being taken care of.
No, I get that.
If I were in that world, fuck that. Fuck talking.
Yeah.
Why would I want some weird, overhyped voice of either a or like a very high pitch or like something with a terrible lisp? No thanks. I'd rather just bark.
Also, aren't the Adventurers or something, or the Adventure
Dude,
Squad?
Chuck and Dale?
No.
Oh, it's Chippendale.
Yeah, but I
They're
guess
the Adventurers, aren't they?
Yeah. We'll just say that. Aren't they in the same like?
Yeah.
So there's like a giant Mickey Mouse, like a 4-foot tall mouse, and like also mice that are the normal, or chipmunks that are like the normal size.
Yeah.
So it's like,
really,
what happened to Mickey Mouse? Was it like some?
I think
It's like
Mickey.
the Marvel movies, like radiation poison got.
Yeah, right. He
made
got
him
hulked
bigger.
out.
Yeah. Mickey Mouse is like the Hulk of the mice.
You know what's always funny to me is like when people try and talk about like a cinematic universe.
Yeah. Nerds.
Yeah, but when those same nerds get too nerdy about it and they're like, but it doesn't match up to this, and you're like, yeah, but that's also not part of the cinematic universe.
Yeah.
Like there's a reason that it's the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the Marvel comic book universe.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like those don't cross over.
Thank God. Can you imagine how awful that would be?
Yeah, right?
Like 5 million fucking people just enter the Marvel Cinematic. Like, keep it at like.
Well, I mean,
You gotta start killing them off. That's why
I've
they
been
start
reading-
killing them off. Too many.
Well, I've been reading that people are like really pissed off about this whole Captain Marvel movie.
Why?
Because they're
There's one more fucking person add to this fucking shit show.
no, it's because the way they're building her up is because okay, so in the real, I'm sure you've read it, the Infinity Gauntlet comic book.
Yeah. No, I have it. I showed
Yeah,
it to you.
Adam Warlock, the most
Yeah,
powerful.
but Adam Warlock.
and I get that.
They're
Listen,
building him up or whatever.
no, they're not.
There's-
They're not going to bring him in.
Yeah, he was at the end of Guardians 2. In the end chapter. They're not going to use him in this,
yeah, they're not
but they're going to use
They're not going to
him.
bring him in until the next phase.
Which
But
is
they're using Captain Marvel in place of Adam Warlock.
Yeah. Are you upset about the weird goblin guy that smokes?
No, what I'm probably the most pissed off by is that if you look at, and it's really not even me, it's other people.
No, yeah,
But
yeah, I know, I get it.
I'm just channeling their rage.
No, you're playing devil's advocate.
Truly.
Yeah,
Well, because you can't build up someone and bring them in with their own movie.
in one movie. Yeah, I get it.
Well, the month before the movie that people have been waiting a year for,
yeah,
it's literally like The Hobbit. If you read the book The Hobbit, the man who kills Smaug,
Schmaug
you know,
is like introduced like the page before.
yeah, he's literally introduced the page before,
I
and then
hate
he
that. Yeah, that's
never
bad
shows
writing.
up for the rest of the thing after he kills him. Like,
I think
that's
it's
what
just,
they're doing right here. And they're
Yeah, but
bringing
we
her
don't
in
know.
as a
Maybe she-
Deus Machina. And the problem with that is that if you look at the characters, right?
Yeah,
The Hulk,
right.
the strongest being in the universe.
Strongest Avenger, yeah. He got his ass beat by Thanos.
He did, which in reality shouldn't have been able to happen because the way that
in the
Hulk
comics,
rages,
reality.
No, I'm even saying even through his movie timeline in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. If you look at the Incredible Hulk when he's fighting Monstrosity or whatever it is.
Yeah. No.
I always want to call him Annihilation or Doomsday, but he's not.
No, it's like Abomination or something.
Yeah, it's Abomination. That's it. So when he's fighting Abomination, it shows that with his hulking power, it's called hulking out, as they call it in the
that
comics.
that one's only held into the cinematic universe by a shoestring. Like,
sure,
they
but
don't
so
really...
is the Edward Norton one.
Well, that is the Edward Norton one.
No, it's not.
Yeah, the one where he fights Abomination.
No, it's the one right after the Edward Norton one. The Edward Norton was in Hulk.
No, I'm right.
The sequel was The Incredible Hulk, which was not Edward Norton.
That one's Edward Norton.
It was not. I'll tell you right now. However, either way.
Mark Ruffalo has never been had his own Hulk movie. That was
correct.
Edward Norton that was in that Hulk movie. You're thinking of the Ang Lee one from like 2003. I don't know who the fuck's in that one.
All right, The Incredible Hulk.
The Incredible Hulk, I think, is the 2003 one. You're thinking of the Hulk.
Okay, this is the first. This is the Norton one, The Incredible Hulk from 2008.
Yeah,
but
that's the one that's shoestring.
Yeah, that is the one with Abomination.
Yeah.
So what? His first one was just Hulk, and then they did The Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton as well.
Well, the Hulk one wasn't the MCU at all.
No,
it was Ang Lee. It was
Hulk from
2003.
2003, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's Eric Bana. That's who I was thinking of.
Oh, that one's not.
No. It's not even part of
that
the
one's
Marvel
awesome
Cinematic
though,
Universe.
because you're right.
It's one of the best ones.
In that one, he does Hulk out and he gets like all buff and he fights the three dogs and he just keeps on getting bigger and bigger. At the end, he's like 40 feet tall.
Yeah, and that's how the Hulk's powers work. Is that when he starts getting the shit kicked out of him, he gets angrier.
Yeah, I get that.
And the Hulk can't stop being angry until he's done destroying the fuck out of whatever got him angry. You know?
Yeah, no, and like that works
and
when he uses his rage, like in the movie.
And it should have.
He's all raged out, but Thanos like
in the other
karate chopped the shit out of him.
In the other way, though,
yeah,
regardless of Hulk, Thor is the strongest person for multiple reasons.
Yeah, he's
not only
a god.
Well, he is a god. He is the god of thunder. He's not a demigod like Thanos. Thanos is the demigod of death.
No, he's
the demigod of death. He's not the god
the Titan
of
death.
Yeah, he's technically a demigod.
Yeah,
they call him the Titan because he destroys wherever he goes. But he is a demigod
because he was born on the planet Titan.
Exactly. That's fair.
Which was like a moon.
A moon and a
Jupiter or something.
Yeah, Titan is a moon on Jupiter.
Well, that was what they based it on. It's all comic books from the 70s are weird.
Totally.
So that's why you can't like take all the like Hulk powers. You got to make him a little bit vulnerable, you know?
Well, so for Thor, right?
Yeah.
The initial movie before.
Oh God, the first
this
one.
No. Just before Infinity Wars.
Oh yeah. That one was
Ragnarok.
awesome. Yeah. Hulk punches a giant fire demon guy.
Yeah. However, in Ragnarok, Thor finally understands his power apart from Mjolnir's, right?
Yeah. Are you the god of hammers?
Exactly. I love that
was
line.
the best line. Yeah.
That really was. No, you're the god of thunder. So
he's like,
he not only can channel all of the power of thunder.
Yeah.
He also his
a
belt,
dope axe.
His belt that he wears is also a relic.
Are you nerding out?
Yeah, this is real nerding out. That belt that he wears is a relic of the Norse of Asgard.
Where did he get the belt? Peter Dinklage?
His dad. Odin gave him a belt when he was young.
Oh.
The belt.
He's like, son, you'll need this belt. One day it will hold up your pants and help you get thunder.
Well, so the belt doesn't do anything for the thunder. It actually makes him twice as strong as he could ever naturally be, and twice as fast. So
all
not
from
only
a belt.
Yeah, it's
That's
a
crazy.
magical belt. The same way Doctor Strange has a magical cape. And so not only does he have
so
that,
lame,
right?
Though. Why a belt?
Because he's Norse, and what the fuck else are you gonna give him? A helmet?
Like anything.
No, because there's been so many times where like there was even a horse. There was a horse guy who was
Do you
Thor.
remember that in the first movie they had Odin's horse and it had like 8 legs and just looked stupid as hell.
Well, do you remember in
just like for a second they're like, ooh.
In Thor Ragnarok? I don't remember the character's name because it's not Thor. It's a different guy.
Oh,
the horse-headed guy.
Yeah, Bilbo.
Yeah, it's Bill something.
Oh, Beta Ray Bill.
Beta Ray Bill. Thank you. in Ragnarok when they zoom out.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I
they
wanted
show
to see
the faces.
He was actually Planet Hulk. He was the main character.
Exactly, and that's what they were alluding to in Ragnarok when they were in when he was on that planet, and they showed the massive tower where they were building the Hulk head.
Yeah, they had Beta Ray Bill.
Beta Ray Bill right there.
I think they also had Silver Surfer on there, or no?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, because Silver Surfer also a huge role in Planet Hulk.
Yeah, which Planet Hulk is an awesome storyline.
I really wish that they did that instead of like this whole Hela plus
Yeah, fair.
Because like.
But right. So
Jeff Goldblum was just so fucking funny.
I mean, you gotta look like Thor in Infinity Wars, right? He got the shit kicked out of him.
Yeah.
Left to die drifting in space.
Pretty good.
Survived
pretty good.
that.
Well, yeah, of course, yeah, because
survived drifting in space.
Yeah.
Then opened the eyelet to a star.
Yeah, pretty hot. Almost killed him.
Almost killed him, but
then
he held open an eyelet and took in the entire power of a star.
Yeah.
Against his body. Still fine after that.
Yeah.
Got a brand new.
But his butthole's hurting a little bit.
Oh, I'm sure.
The heat. Oof. You ever eaten like a jalapeno and like the next day you regret it?
No.
Or like a hot sauce?
Yes on a hot sauce.
Okay.
Never on one jalapeno. I've never
like maybe like 5 hot. You know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Listen, I'm not taking one bite.
What the hell are you
like,
doing here? Just trying to argue or something?
Lightly.
What about? We're talking about nerd shit.
I know. I love it. Because like that's the thing is like Thor is basically unbeatable.
Yeah.
He's essentially unbeatable, and the fact that they're bringing in someone to supposedly be more powerful and more unbeatable than someone who has shown us throughout every single movie he's been in that he is unbeatable.
Yeah.
The funny thing is that they even note in the movies and in the comics, Thor has never once tried to actually win in a fight.
That's true.
He's always just like, yeah, I'll take a crack at it, and just like, does his best, and then comes back and he's like, all right.
Yeah.
You want me to keep going?
Well, that's part of a character, right? Like you have flaws, you have things that make you into who you are. Like the whole reason why Thor lost in Infinity War was because that was a fucking amazing story of redemption, like regrowing, like building back up from losing He just lost everything. He lost his brother. He lost his father.
He lost all of his people.
Half his people. I think
You're right. It was half his people.
I think Thanos got the other half. I don't know because the ship exploded.
Yeah, right. Where the fuck did they go?
I don't know where the other half are safe somewhere.
No, there were 2 ships.
Yeah,
but we were told there wasn't.
So no. At the beginning, Thanos says like, "Oh, I killed half your people" or something. But then when he did the snap, did the other half go? So he took 3/4, I think.
I don't know. I feel like his snap would have factored in where he already.
Oh
went.
yeah,
it's his snap.
I think it's that's speculation. It's the soul gem is the main component of the.
That is the speculation that none of them are actually dead. They're all in the living in the soul gem. Yeah,
which is what essentially there's always like this Cthulhu type whisper from the soul gem. That's why it was all like ethereal. Getting it, you had to sacrifice to get it because the soul gem is constantly looking for like more souls because it's supposed to be the representation of death, Lady Death.
Yeah,
which would be like a really weird thing to put into the movie. That's why they're pretty much like, yeah, maybe we'll just make it something about.
What if we just do like Red Skull
population?
Yeah, I don't know. The thing is, I understand that they have to do these things.
Yeah,
because
it's 2019, so we need a woman that will fix everything.
Well, I think that's their fucking push, and I think that's what people are really mad about is that you take this great character that you could have introduced at any point before this.
Yeah.
In any of the 40 movies you put out before this. You could have introduced her even a nod.
Yeah, didn't they like rush her movie too? Like it was supposed to be like a few years out or something. Then Wonder Woman came out. They're like, "Fuck,
yeah,
we need to put a woman out now."
Well, no,
and
so
not only a woman,
the
best woman.
No, so they responded to Wonder Woman putting out Black Panther.
No, I feel like Black Panther was a response to them adding Cyborg into because they announced Cyborg.
Could have been, but Cyborg doesn't have his own movie.
But they announced him. Like DC announced that he's going to be in Justice League, the movie.
Yeah,
and like the next day, they're like, "Oh yeah, we're making Black Panther." It was like some crazy like a day later or like a week later. Well, no, like we're gonna do one better. We're gonna make Black Panther a movie,
and we're gonna get the biggest hip hop stars to make the album. So,
yeah, and it's going to be kind of mediocre, but everyone's going to love it.
Yeah, it's going to be a weird extrapolation of Lion King from a different perspective, but we're going to love it.
Well, I was more offended by, like, the sense of they're like the most technologically advanced society that has ever existed. They have like flying cars and all this cool shit, but they still do like stupid tribal, like, you need to fight to be the king kind of. What is that like?
Yeah,
you would assume that
maybe
democracy
their society
or,
would
like,
have advanced with their technology, but
it's like, what is this? But I get it. Like, it's Afro punk. Like,
yeah,
it's like, that's pretty cool. Black Panther's always been very tribal. Like,
yes,
like ever since the beginning.
I wish they would have done the actual origin story of Black Panther.
No, I wish they would do the real origin story for Miss Marvel.
Oh
where
my God.
Marvel comes and he's like a cool guy, and then he like dies of cancer.
Yeah,
that is the weirdest fucking.
It's so strange.
That is like cancer. Like, I'm a superhero, but you can't beat lung cancer. Kids don't smoke.
Kids smoke.
But,
at the time
Black Panther.
Well, at the time that all happened, that was still when doctors were like, smoking cigarettes
saves you from
smoking
cancer.
cigarettes actually increases your lung capacity and makes you healthier.
Yeah, well, how would it give you cancer?
Why would it? It destroys cancers.
So yeah, they probably did end the comic book with kids smoke.
Yeah, kids, you better smoke, otherwise this could happen to you.
Just like in the one comic book with, I think it was either the Justice League or the Avengers, Scarlet, what's her name? Scarlet
Johansson?
No, the
Scarlet Witch?
Yeah, Scarlet Witch gets raped.
Oh yeah,
by like a guy, and she like is taking care of the kid, and everyone's like, "Well, at least you have a kid." It was like, what?
Yeah.
And like 10 years later, like they're like apologizing, like, "Oh, we're really sorry that we were pro rape," and like,
yeah, whoops. Didn't know that one would backfire on us. I don't know. With Black Panther, the original origin story is literally it's the Black Panther clan.
Yeah.
And they're in charge of Wakanda.
Yeah,
and they've been in charge of Wakanda.
Yeah.
And they changed it to what? The Great Apes?
The White Apes.
Well, no,
in the movie.
In the movie Black Panther, I think they're the Great Ape clan.
Oh, yeah, I don't
They changed
remember.
it because the name of the clan that partners up with that scientist, and he makes like a sonar gun that fucks up the vibranium.
No, that was Claw.
I know, it was Claw, but it in their origin story,
No, it's Claw in the origin story.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And he comes into Wakanda and ends up working with the white gorillas.
Yeah.
To take over from the Black Panthers.
Yeah.
And this is at the time where the Black Panther Party in L.A. was doing all their stuff up in San Francisco.
The 70s,
yeah. And so I wish that they would have gone and done like a 1970s fucking white gorillas versus the Black Panthers.
Listen,
like that would have been way better. People would have been like, that's so political. It's like, no, it's base text.
I agree, but there's one thing that Disney and the Marvel universe does not want to do, and it's get political at all.
And they want to ride the political lines until people are like questioning why they're doing it.
Well, it's like keeping your story vague as like an author or something. Like, oh, did you interpret the meaning?
Yeah, it leaves it open for interpretation. I can see that.
But like I don't know if you knew this, but in the first Captain America movie, like there was no swastikas.
Yeah, I saw that.
And also the American flag was only in the movie like twice.
Well, yeah. Now that's because they didn't.
It's Captain America. His story starts off fighting Nazis.
The reason that they didn't, the reason they didn't do any of the swastikas is because they wanted to solidify the world where it was never Nazis, and there was always them fighting against Hydra.
But they referenced Adolf Hitler in the movie.
They're
like, we gotta fight this Adolf Hitler.
I know.
Gotta push him back.
But that's because they're using him as like, oh, he's the head of Hydra technically, and they
could have made the octopus look a little bit more swastika-esque, if you ask me.
They really could have, but I mean that was always like the intention behind the Hydra, right?
I kind of get it, but
and so I mean this is like what I was talking to Maddie about is like with The Watchmen and with other movies. I understand. I am very understanding to the fact that they have to make it very user friendly because they don't have the ability to give you a story like you can read. Like with The Watchmen.
Interpretations are always difficult.
Yeah. Well, with The Watchmen, they don't, in that 2.5 hour movie, they don't, it sounds insane to say, they don't have enough time to explain the side plot of the giant alien vagina monster that pumps out brain waves into everyone's head to give them this idea of its alien world it came from and have everyone be worried that these aliens are going to be coming to invade Earth. They changed it to
a product of its time, the Cold War situation.
Well, not even that. They changed it to be so user-friendly that they're like, okay, we have this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just use him.
Yeah, because it's essentially the
It's
same
essentially
story.
the same story, yeah.
It's just
So I'm always
wrapped up in a nicer bow.
I'm always pretty okay with that. I'm not one of those fans that'll sit there and be like, well, it wasn't exactly to the word. Like with Scott Pilgrim versus the World, right?
Oh, yeah, everybody hated that adaptation.
Well, I loved it.
I mean,
I really
like,
did.
The ending.
Well,
everyone
exactly.
hated
The ending was very different from the books,
Oh, yeah, it's completely different.
which
yeah.
obviously it didn't really set you up to believe that
Mhm.
when the entire first manga book is fucking frame by frame, word by word in that movie. And by like book 3, they're like, yeah, we really can't keep going down this path. Because for those of you who don't know and haven't read Scott Pilgrim, the ending of the manga is that Ramona,
Yeah.
you know, Scott's finally beaten all of her exes, gets to the very last ex, and it turns out that Ramona's final ex has been trying to find her to put her in a cryogenical freezing tube and put her with his collection of other ex-girlfriends.
Yeah.
And
As you do.
And well, this
I
is
think we all
literally the
have
same
something like
fucking
that.
thing that Ramona was doing,
Yeah.
which truly they should have been together. But
Oh. True
you know, it ends
psychopaths.
with them like, you know, opening all of the cryogenic freezing tubes, and all the other crazy ex-girlfriends beat the shit out of this guy for holding them hostage in cryogenic freezing tubes, which, you know,
I kind of get that.
I get it, but at the same time, if you were cryogenically frozen, you really wouldn't have any memory of why you were there or how long you were there, so you really wouldn't be able to be pissed about it. Whatever. It
Well,
makes
still, it's
it much better to remove that entire section. To be
Yeah.
like, let's not put a whole wrench in this thing at 90
Yeah.
at 78 minutes of a 90-minute movie, you know?
Well, it's also like an allegory for like rape or something, right? Like, isn't that what the cryos was supposed to be about? Something along those lines. Like it's.
I don't know. I thought it was about kind of that emotional imprisonment
Okay.
of relationships and holding on to exes.
Yeah, I guess
That's
that
what I
makes
thought
more
it was talking
sense.
about. I didn't think it was talking about rape.
Or something along those lines because of like just
Yeah, he was literally holding. He
Yeah,
was literally
like
capturing each of his
literally.
exes.
kidnapping them
Yeah.
and then holding them against their will.
Yeah, it does sound kind of rapey when you grumble it with gravelly voice through a fucking microphone. But you can make anything sound rapey, you know? You can make,
I can't make this podcast sound rapey.
come on down to Epcot
Ooh, tell me more.
and drink around the world. Stop off in Mexico. You can get a nice margarita.
Yeah, sure.
You know, like
What time?
that just sounds fucking weird.
I'm more interested.
Doesn't sound like a good advertisement. The only place where that would be a good advertisement for Epcot
Yeah.
is at like the fucking porn awards.
Ooh, come on down to Epcot Center.
Come on
Epcot.
down. All the cock you want right in our pavilion.
Nice.
I feel like I could be like an action movie dub guy. You know?
Yeah, you have a lot of dreams.
Coming this fall, Keanu Reeves is back to firing guns.
They don't even have those guys anymore.
I know, I miss them.
They're just like clips of the movie.
I know, I hate
And-
it. I'm like, where's my guy?
Yeah.
To be fair, in a world. You know,
Yeah, that
in
document
a
or
world.
it was in a movie. I
Yeah,
never saw
They
it.
made a documentary about him because there was one guy who
Right on.
was doing that voice.
Yeah.
When he died, they
Oh.
really just like scrapped that entire bit of advertising for movies.
That's crazy. He was the only thing. He was the linchpin to the whole operation.
Yeah, I mean, like at the end of the day, when that Let's Get Ready to Rumble guy finally dies, I mean, boxing's going to die with him.
Well, boxing's already kind of dying. Like,
Exactly.
when was the last time you ever saw an advertisement for boxing?
Well, I don't really subscribe to Small Dick magazine, so I don't get those advertisements.
I mean,
all the
like
time.
in a billboard or like anything, just like walking down the street, like Facebook or anything.
I would say in my entire life, I've seen 3 advertisements for boxing.
It was big when I was younger, so I think it kind of.
I think Mike Tyson really had a big impact on fucking up the fans of boxing. Because my dad specifically
Oh God, what's your dad
paid
say?
for one pay-per-view Mike Tyson fight.
And it was over in 2 rounds.
No, he got up and went to the bathroom before the first round even started. While he was midstream, heard the ding of the first round, and before he got out of the bathroom, the fucking fight was over. He was like, "Why did I pay $60 to take a piss?" So it's like when people are paying, you know, for a long sporting event throughout the night, they're not
Yeah.
really that happy when someone ends it quickly.
That's a fair point. I never thought of it like that, but that
That'd be
makes
like-
a lot of sense.
That'd be like being a golfer
Uh-huh.
and always playing
on the
always,
green.
No, always shooting like between 18 and 20 in a game.
Yeah.
You know, like you're constantly just knocking
Getting
holes in one.
birdies every fucking
Yeah. It's like, where is the fun of the sport? It's all gone.
Yeah.
You're too good. I don't want to watch you anymore.
And that's why they have time on the basketball games and football and everything. But even like in a football thing, there's
did you see
only
that guy in
20 minutes every 2 hours.
Well, football, American football is the most boring sport in the fucking world.
Oh my
and
God.
I say that as a person who actively falls asleep at baseball games.
What? Wait, if that's you're
That's
saying
what
that
I'm saying.
baseball is less boring than football?
Yes.
So
and I hate baseball.
if you fall asleep at baseball, what the fuck are you doing at a football game then?
Anything else.
Like you're just
Anything else. I'm just walking.
That's what modern stadiums are, right?
Yeah,
like,
they're literally just mini malls.
Yeah. You just have, like,
It's a strip mall with something going on in the middle.
yeah.
But,
Everything's overpriced.
I mean, the stoppage of play has been calculated that, like, every football game, there's only, like, 8 minutes of action.
Yeah, I thought it was like 20 minutes
No,
for every game
it's
or something.
8 minutes.
8 minutes.
Like, at max. Usually it's more like 6.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're watching this thing for 2 fucking hours to watch 6 minutes of action?
I don't know, but would your dad rather have 2 hours of?
No, my dad
boxing?
loves football because he
I mean,
loves
like
that
in the
he
boxing
can,
scenario, though. Like,
oh, yeah, he would
just, like,
probably
spread
love
out.
2 hours of boxing.
yeah, instead of
Comparatively to a 13-second one-hit done.
well, like, what would you rather? You got to walk that line. Like, me personally, I don't want the bullshit. Just give me the 8 minutes of football. I'll be happy.
Wouldn't that be
if I'm
better?
a football guy?
Wouldn't
but
that
I'm
be
not.
better?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's why
I don't like the filler.
That's why I got so into Australian football.
Yeah.
It's because it's such a better game. There's constant action.
This guy
The play never stops.
always about Australia.
Yeah, I know. I was talking about Australia at work today, actually. But like the play never stops. It's
Yeah.
insanely rough.
Ooh.
Like it makes hockey look like a woman's sport.
Ooh. Shots fired at hockey.
The sport I've played since I was 4 years old.
Yeah. Look at you. You fucking hoser.
It's so intense. It's so action packed. It's so fun.
Yeah.
But then I go and watch an American football game, and people are like, "Yeah, my team's gonna win." And I'm
Yeah.
like, what are they gonna do? Are they gonna run into another person who's 6 inches in front of them? That's fun. Oh, he's gonna give the guy the ball to run right into a pileup of 12 guys?
Mm-hmm.
What a great play! Oh my God, the strategy here is alarming. Who is their coordinator? You know, like fuck off.
Wow. Jeez.
It's not worth my time.
That's
And
crazy.
then
not even 8 minutes.
the
Come
only
on.
and
You
then
got eight.
then the only other thing I've heard about them for the entire rest of the year
Mhm.
is how they're
How they suck.
no about how the fucking NFL is you know doing
Oh,
all this
racist.
Kaepernick bullshit, and everyone's like, oh well, they suspended wife beaters, dog punchers,
Yeah.
drug addicts,
Jeez.
and black men kneeling, and I'm like, okay, it's a sport that I don't watch, don't care about, don't know any players who play it. Why the fuck should I get your news? That's like you telling me the backstory about someone on Real Madrid and asking me to care. It's like, no.
Well, maybe it might be interesting. You never know.
Wow, yeah, maybe.
I would rather hear of like the backstory of some random person in some place than any football game.
Well, that's exactly it, right?
I was born.
Why the fuck is our press being like, this is the most important thing possible?
Well, because it sells. For the same reason why we talked about
I guess.
Marvel stuff for like 20 minutes.
Well, I also am kind of hooked on it because I play that HQ.
What?
You know, HQ, the trivia. thing I
Oh,
do?
the thing that you do.
Yeah,
every
I
time I see.
I won last night for the first
Oh,
time.
You got to level 1?
No, I like won the game.
What does that mean?
It means I answered all of their questions correctly.
What do you get?
You get some change, and last night it was for like 50 million points or some bullshit like that.
$50
But
million?
it was a Marvel Cinematic Universe themed trivia,
Okay.
and I won.
How many people also won? Was it like a large percentage?
It was like 3,000 or 5,000.
Wow. Okay.
But I mean, it started off with like almost 600,000 people.
yeah.
And the last Thursday, I came so close. I got to question 12
Okay.
of Rick and Morty trivia,
Oh.
and I knew the correct last answer. But the way the host said the answers,
Oh,
threw
man,
me
fuck
off.
that guy.
yeah, because I knew that the original show is Doc and Marty.
Yeah. You saw those?
Oh, I saw all of them.
Oh, that was pretty great.
I saw all the Doc and Martys, all the Unmarketables, which is my
Yeah.
favorite one.
I like the Bill Cosby one.
The House of Cosby.
Yeah, the House of
So
Cosby.
funny. But the final question was, what YouTube short was Rick and Morty based on. And he said, answer 1, Doc and Maharty.
Maharty.
2, something else. And 3, Doc and Marty. And it was D-O-C-K and M-A-R-T-Y. And I was like, I know it's not D-O-C-K. I know it's D-O-C.
Yeah.
But Maharty is not right.
It's Marty. Yeah.
Exactly. It's Marty.
Maharty.
When he said Maharty,
What the fuck?
I was like, what the fuck is Maharty?
What the hell is
Because
going on?
it's Doc and Marty. And it was the Maharty because he spells it M-H-A-R-T-I for Marty.
What the what?
And I put the D-O-C-K and M-A-R-T-Y, even though I knew it was D-O-C.
Yeah, it's D-O-C, yeah.
Because I was like, it's not Maharty.
Yeah.
And I got it wrong. And I was like, fuck you. I was like, honestly, eat a
fuck you,
dick.
Justin Roiland. Like,
not
why
Justin
you naming,
Roiland. Justin Roiland can eat a dick for many other reasons.
Yeah.
But Scott Rogowski can suck a fat cock for his pronunciation of things.
Oh, wait. I thought you said that the way that Justin spelt it, he did pronounce it correctly. Or no?
No, he pronounced it incorrectly. He
what
pronounced
is
it Maharty when it's Marty.
You saw those clips of Wheel of Fortune where someone mispronounces the word, and he's like, nope, sorry.
No, I've never seen those.
He's like, I want to say it was God, I can't even say it. Achilles?
Achilles?
Yeah, Achilles heel.
Oh,
and he said
Achilles heel?
Achilles heel or something. He pronounced it Achilles.
Oh, he pronounced the R in it?
Yeah. And
that's fucked.
And
especially for Wheel of Fortune.
Won, though.
Especially for Wheel of Fortune, because Wheel of Fortune does not require you to know how to say them.
They do.
It's just how to spell it.
No,
Jeopardy,
because you have to solve it.
Jeopardy, you need to know how to say it.
That is incorrect. The true answer is, why do you have to say it correctly?
Fair. It is. It is. I have to answer with a question.
What is the correct answer?
I went back. I was watching on Hulu. They have these retro game shows. Like they have like
retro game shows.
Yeah, they have like all of the episodes of the Match Game from the 1970s.
Sexy.
Where they have. What I was watching was Family Feud from 1980.
Oh God, I can't imagine. You can win this 1982.
No, they're winning cash in Family Feud.
Oh,
yeah,
I always like
they
the
win
ones
a couple
with the
thousand
cars.
bucks of cash. But
I always like that.
Well, the funny thing is that I watch it, and the host of the show, I started having a track. I actually started making notes about this because I was shocked.
He said the N-word 85 times an episode.
No, he kisses women on the mouth.
Yeah.
An average of 13 times per episode.
Yeah, I noticed this.
An average.
Yeah, that was a weird thing.
He walks in, he kisses the one closest to him. When he introduces himself to the family, he kisses every woman. Every time that he goes back to talk to them, he kisses them again. And then when they're in the final round, he kisses them like all the time.
Do they still do that?
No, Steve Harvey does not kiss all of the women.
Steve Harvey is under investigation for like the Me Too thing, right? Or no?
I don't think so.
Oh, I thought he was.
No, there's no way you can look under that mustache. You kidding me? That walrus thing is tied on there tight.
Oh man,
that's where he hides all of his mistakes.
That's crazy, huh? Like especially the Family Feud. Like it's your husband and wife there, and this guy just coming over and kissing you, kissing your daughters. Like what the fuck?
Well, the funny thing is that like kisses your wife, shakes your hand, kisses your daughter, shakes your daughter's husband's hand, kisses your niece, and then kisses your niece's husband's hand. Kisses your niece's husband's hand.
What the fuck?
And the best part is that like when they're introducing people, they're always like there must have been some infatuation around this man because
he was.
People are like, they're like, and that's my sister. She's single. And it's like, and there is my sister-in-law, married to my brother, and she is madly in love with you. And it's like, what
the fuck?
There was when I was watching this woman. He introduced. He's like, hello. Came in, gave her a kiss.
Yeah,
and she goes,
good old big one on the.
She was
on
like,
the lips.
It was my birthday the other day. Can I have another? And he's like, oh, of course. Goes and gives her a second kiss.
What's going on?
And then she pulls out I kid you not, she pulls out a list. This list is probably 5.5 feet long.
Okay.
She said, these are the names of all of the women in my town who would like a kiss from you. Can I receive it for all of them? And he was like looking at it. He was like, oh. He's like, someone has to check these names. We'll send them all gifts. And he like went back over and kissed her like 4 more times. And I was like,
Jesus, they should call it the family cup.
As she was right next to her husband.
Yeah. who's just rock
who's
hard.
just like excited.
Yeah, he's
there.
like, man, I can't wait.
He's like, give me a question.
Yeah.
Just give me a question.
Yeah,
Stop kissing my wife. Give me a question.
I love seeing my wife getting kissed by another man.
Yeah, right. Like the show is like family cuckolding.
Yeah, the family cuck. Dur.
And what's on the board today? Top 5 answers on the board.
Fuck
Where
my wife.
would you like me to stick it?
Where would you like me to fuck your wife?
Bing, bathroom. Oh, number 1 answer.
Yeah.
Bing, on the podium. Number 2 answer. Damn, would you like to play or pass?
In my own bedroom. Bing.
In a subway, restaurant, or car.
Those don't exist yet.
I know exactly.
So the one thing that's still
The one thing that's
the one
still
thing
there.
that exists.
I wonder how old Jared Fogle was when all that was happening. You think that's what really influenced him?
Is that Gerald Fogel? Wait, who's Jared Fogel?
Jared Fogle,
Yeah. Oh.
the subway mascot?
You think the Family Feud is what caused him to be a pedophile?
No, I think it was Double Dare 2000.
I think it was.
I think it was the big push of like reality kids game shows in the 90s and early 2000s. That really kind of set him over the edge. Like Legends of the Hidden Temple, you know, he's like, yeah, blue cobras, yeah, fucking purple mongooses. You got this. Crawl through that little hole. Oh, you can fit. You can fit. Oh, watch out for that scary adult man who's gonna grab you and take you.
What did you talk?
Did you never watch Legends of the Hidden Temple?
Yeah, I know what you're talking
When
about.
you're
I'm just
running
saying that. Why do you think Gerald Fogel was inspired by game shows?
They're very inspirational things. They're very compelling.
Wow, they're very
There's
interesting.
a lot of research that's done on those. You know how much time it takes to make all the questions for Jeopardy?
I just figured that they could bang it out in an afternoon.
Probably. I mean, they
Yeah.
got the people there, so I mean, why
It's
not?
like, guess who's working late tonight for $800?
Barry in accounting.
Literally all of you idiots. I'm going home. Alex out.
You know, he makes so much money.
Yeah, because the one thing that you don't know, when they go negative, they gotta pay him.
That's true.
It's
They when they can't make it to the final round, he's like, "All right, what do you have in your wallet?"
who's getting jacked for $500, please?
I think he makes something crazy like $5 million a year,
Nice.
or like I think it's more than that. No, I think it's more than that.
Is that show like still super popular?
Yes.
I never saw it on television. Like
It's
what channel is it even on?
NBC?
I don't know.
It's either NBC or CBS. It's always been on the same network. It's
Always been
bounced-
him, right?
Yeah, he's the only host. He was a host of a TV show in Canada before he took on Jeopardy.
Oh,
But he's been the host of Jeopardy forever, and
all right.
yeah, it still has a massive following.
Yeah, no, yeah.
They
when
still do episodes all the time.
when I hung out with my grandparents, we would watch it.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, we all had to go sit at Jeopardy.
it's funny because I literally grew up watching it with my mother and my brothers. Like,
Yeah, I feel like
watched
it's
it every day. My mom still watches it all the time. She records them so she can go back and watch them.
just in case those questions come up again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wait.
My mom was on The Price is Right at one point.
Oh.
Yeah, she actually like got up and was bidding, but
Nice.
she was one of the worst positions on the bidding blocks.
Oh. What-
Basically, she was always like position 2 or 3,
Okay.
which is one of the worst spots to be. Everyone thinks that 1 or 4 is the worst.
Right. No, I get
but
it. Yeah, yeah.
2
yeah.
or 3 are terrible because 1 does their bet, 2
Yeah.
does their bet to basically make sure
Beat
that
the-
whatever
yeah.
1 put, they can get anything if they were wrong.
Mm-hmm.
3 is in the weird position of like, okay, I don't want to be too close to the other bets, but I don't want to be way off.
Yeah.
And then 4 can just add $1 or take $1 off of anything. So she kept getting skunked by $1.
Yeah.
So
4
there's
is
an
like
entire-
the best spot to have.
Yeah. So there's an entire episode of her just standing there being excited.
I feel like they should do it like Jeopardy, where it's like, how much do you think this is? And then they all put in their numbers. And it's like, no, number 1, what did you think? Okay, number 2, what did you think?
I would like that more, yeah, because then you can't base it off of the other guesses, but that's also part of the show.
No, I get that.
Is the positioning,
it's-
is the crowd interaction.
Yeah, and being an
Because
asshole.
I was watching a documentary about this guy who, he went to the show and was at the show for like 28 different tapings. I think he was on the show twice
That's crazy.
because he got on the show and lost, and then they changed the rules when Drew Carey took over, that instead of like once you're on, you're done for life, to once you're on, you can come back on after 10 years of not being on.
Whoa,
Yeah.
that's
And so this guy was eligible again, went back on and won like a fuck ton of stuff.
nice.
Because he memorized all the prices.
No, I get that.
And the documentary is Well, because it was talking about this man who was not him, who got a perfect bid on the showcase.
Perfect bid.
Which is like 4 items, and he
Yeah.
nailed the amount to the dollar.
And what was that?
That had never happened in the show's
history. Was
history.
that like a scam or something?
People thought it was a scam.
Yeah, there's no way.
They really thought it was a scam.
If I showed you 4 of anything, if you got that to the dollar, if you got that to the dime or whatever,
you had to know beforehand.
Yeah, there's no way.
But so actually, this one guy, not the one who won the perfect bid, but the one who I was watching the documentary on about like all of his times going to the show and how he was training himself and his spreadsheets and things like that he was training with. And he introduced himself to those people before the show, and he was sitting next to the wife of the guy on the stage, and he like kind of counted it all up. He said, "Okay, I think this is the right amount."
Yeah.
He's like, "But remember that number? I'm going to count it up again." And so he counted it all up again, and he said, "I think it's this. Is that the same number I just told you?" And she said, "Yeah." And so he didn't want to be that verbose about it and get down to the dollar.
So we got off by $1.
No, so he was telling the guy from the audience, he was telling the guy basically like $6 up. He was telling he rounded the number.
Yeah, $6 up.
But the guy at that point was only listening to his wife, who had already heard the direct dollar amount from the guy next to her. And so she like mouthed it and did the signs to her husband, who then landed the perfect bid.
Oh.
Which they all thought it was cheating, and then people thought that this guy was just some savant who memorized all the prices and somehow knew. And so they actually made this documentary because really just to highlight this other guy who he's the real reason that there was ever a perfect bid.
Yeah.
And it's because he literally was just so dedicated to the show that he knew it.
And what year was this?
With the perfect bid? The perfect bid was with Drew Carey. I think it was in like 2007.
Okay, so yeah, smartphones.
2009 or 10.
Smartphones are just taking off.
Exactly. So people thought he could be cheating. They thought he could have an earpiece. Thought he could have known the prizes beforehand and looked them up.
Google it real quick.
But like this guy in the documentary, like it even uses his spreadsheets, and he's like, "Well, I saw it come out, and I knew it was this pool table, which there's only 2 of those in my list, and they're the same price." He's like, and then they brought out this car.
He just looked at all these fucking prices all day long.
Well, and because he was doing it before the internet, and he was even saying that once the internet became a thing, it made his job a lot easier.
Times easier, yeah.
Because especially for like the cars, right? Because the cars would throw him off. Because when they add things to the car, like leather seats or stereo, sunroof, when they put additions on the car, it bumps up the base price.
Yeah, a huge amount, yeah. Like
so
leather is like $5,000, like a ridiculous amount.
Yeah.
More, yeah.
And so he was able to use the internet to understand what each of these added features effectively would add to the base car.
Do they know what items are going to be on the prices, right?
No, but they do repeat items.
Okay.
So he started making lists because when he was a kid, he recognized the same item 2 weeks in a row.
Okay.
And he was like, "Oh, well, if they repeat, then I can track."
Is that a daily show?
They film.
Is it a weekly show?
It's a daily show.
Jesus Christ.
But they only film
it all in
3
one
or
day.
4 days a week.
Yeah. Okay.
I think they film 2 episodes a day.
So you're just there for like 10 hours, and they just
different
chop
crowds.
it up.
Different crowds.
Oh, get out of here!
Yeah, they have 2 crowds. Because when I worked on James Corden, The Price is Right was the studio that was right underneath ours.
Oh, okay.
So I got to walk by the wheel and all that shit and saw it all in their storage spots. And I was very tempted not to spin it while it was in storage, but
you should have.
I really should have. That's all added afterwards, but.
Oh, that's all added. It doesn't actually do that?
No, it's a big wooden wheel.
Fuck, dude.
It's a stage prop.
Is everything in my life fake? And
everything
bullshit?
is a stage prop, yeah. Did you know that actually that person you've been calling a girlfriend for a while was actually an animatronic robot that I sent in from you a couple of years ago from Japan? It's true.
You've been drinking too much malt liquor.
I wish. Well, I don't know. Do you want to keep going, or you had enough?
We can get going if you want.
All right. Well, hey.
That was pretty wild.
That really was. It kind of was a very large range of topics, but I'm glad that y'all stuck in there with me. Honestly, thank y'all for joining us at Wild Wasteland.
Sticking in with you.
Yeah, I know. They really all turned
here.
on you about 2 minutes in.
Why?
I don't know. Something you said.
That's crazy.
Listen, I'm not here to judge.
That.
I'm just here to,
You could tell me. You could
espouse facts.
Tweet it at me. You could tweet at us at thispodcast.com.
I don't know how to tweet her, so.
Yeah, I don't know how to tweet either.
No, I mean, I do know. I know exactly how to tweet. I just think
Oh.
it's the biggest load of shit in the world.
Wow. This is said by a comedian.
I know. Well,
That's
I think
like how
comedians
most-
use it as a fucking crutch because they're like,
Yeah.
This is the way the world is now, man. And I gotta try out my material on Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter
And if it does
exists.
well on Twitter, then it will do well for people.
it's like, no, that's not how
Yeah.
people work. People work by you telling them jokes and seeing where they laugh and then strengthening those parts.
Yeah.
Like
You're on notice
the fact
Twitter.
that you got retweets and hearts to something you said could be literally nothing. I
Yeah.
know so many people who just scroll through a timeline liking everything that someone posts.
The fuck?
So like,
What is with these people?
it's not like they're actually reading your shit and being like,
That's hilarious. You should put that on the internet. Oh wait.
What is this person that you're building?
every Chicago comic.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey man, I'm just doing my open mics and I'm really the grind.
Yeah.
Stupid.
It's the grind, man. We all gotta do it.
Sure.
Bang, bang.
Sure. If you really wanted to get famous and do better at comedy, get a fucking car, go anywhere besides this city,
Get the
and
hell
tell
outta
them
here.
that you're from here, and you'll get booked.
Or do the opposite, like go to New York and then come back here. Like
Yeah,
I'm from
exactly.
New York.
Oh yeah, I
As
used
a
to.
New York comic.
Yeah, I
Oh.
used to be here. I was here for a couple of years, and then I went to New York. And now,
Yeah.
I'm really doing well. Why don't you book me for every show in town? And you're like,
Sure.
yeah, everyone's like, oh, okay. But like, if you were to go to Peoria, or if you were to go to Champaign, or DeKalb, or Iowa City, or
Listen.
Madison, or Milwaukee, this is a Chicago comic.
No.
You
wow.
have the name brand of the city.
Yeah.
So like, if you really want to actually do something in comedy, get out of the fucking city and use the name brand of this city to make yourself popular.
Wow. This
It's
is getting
not
really
that
angry
hard.
at the end.
I've been angry the whole time.
It's been pretty mild.
I would say so.
Yeah, for all you aspiring comedians out there.
Yeah, quit. You're not funny.
Oh,
Learn to write a
man.
joke first.
Oh, that's too soon.
What? Learning to write a joke?
No, the drop just closed yesterday. You really gonna go into these drop like rants?
Oh, I didn't know the drop closed. Makes sense. It was a fucking bomb shelter.
What? You didn't know this? Did you
I-
not see that on Facebook?
No.
Oh, yeah, it closed last night.
Now
That was
is,
the last,
is it like the mic is closed or
Oh, the bar.
because the bar is okay.
Yeah, the bar. No, I meant I don't know why I said it like that. But the last drop open mic trigger warning was yesterday.
Oh well, hey, thank God it's gone.
That was your first mic.
No, it wasn't. My first
thought it
mic
was.
was Shakers. I was smart about it. I'm not going to go into a 2 a.m. mic as my first mic. I'm going to do a 5:30 sign up, 6 p.m. start fucking transition mic as my first
That's
mic.
a terrible mic.
Yeah, there's no pressure. And when it's your first
That's
time,
fair.
you have all the pressure on you because you're freaking out.
Yeah.
So I just, went to the one that I was like, okay, there will most likely be primarily comedians here.
Uh-huh.
It's my time to just try it.
Yeah.
Let's just fucking do it.
Right. I saw the picture of you walking out of Shakers
Yeah.
on
and
your first day.
Well, I took a picture with it because it was my first open mic, and I was so excited by doing it that I walked down the street to the 4-star bar and lounge.
Yeah, 5-star at 4-star.
Yeah.
Doesn't exist anymore.
No, 4-star's gone.
Yeah.
But
It hasn't been there for like a year.
yeah, seriously.
It's crazy.
And there's nothing else in that space.
Mic wise?
No, like at all. Like that business sold
Oh.
it, and then there's nothing that's moved in there since they sold it.
That Halstead and that whole area.
It's
just
really kinda shutting
sucks.
down, yeah.
It's being gentrified in the wrong way. That's why the drop. That was the excuse that Art used. They just got kicked out by the neighborhood. It's changing. They want less dance clubs and 4 a.m. bars in that neighborhood. So, it's
Well, to
gone.
be fair, it's also surrounded by people who
They're like pricks.
have like
Yuppie.
families and have lived in
Yeah.
this city and have established lives in
But
this
listen,
city.
these
Like-
people move to the city and then they change the neighborhoods that they move into, and I hate that. Like,
Okay, name one time that when people moved to a new place, they didn't change anything.
America.
You're goddamn right.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody. I hope
Hey,
you
y'all.
enjoyed it.
Thank y'all.
We're here every week on Wednesday, every Wild Wasteland Wednesday.
Yeah. Tune in next week. We'll have a brand new podcast for you. It is not repurposed. I promise it is not sound bites.
How about if we just take this and just reverse it?
Then we would be Satanists because all it would say is like, the Jews have a plan to take over the world. I'm kidding. We're not Nazis. We're Satanists.
I feel like that's a good place to start. All right. Have a nice night.
Have a great night, everyone. Thank you so much.